What is up, gang? Nick here. Welcome to the show if you're new. Thanks for coming back if you're not. Well, NIO continues its quest, and just like I predicted, is back up on the day. I'll be doing a deep dive into their additional capital raise, rumors emerging from their HQ, and share price predictions moving into Q4. Quick shout out to everyone on the Patreon page who went in on NNDM and send stock with me today. We're a big. Let's keep those gains coming, baby. Stick around until the end. We have a lot to get into, but before we get it, Webull has improved their promo. They are now offering 4 free stocks worth up to $3,700. All you have to do is 1, sign up, 2, open an account, and 3, deposit in at least $100 using the link in my description. This is a complete no-brainer. They are a 0% commissions trading platform and offer some of the best analytics in the game. This offer ends soon, guys. Do not sleep on it. Check out my Patreon page if you haven't already. I will be posting every single one of my trades moving throughout 2021, behind the scenes content, more NIO updates, and daily penny stocks. You don't want to miss any of that. This is the year of the bread. All right, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's get right into it. Let's first look at NIO's chart. They were trading up in pre-market and remained well in the green throughout the course of the day with a slight midday slide. They're trading up over 3% on the day, just south of $60 a share. I stated this would likely occur in the weeks following NIO Day. Now I want to discuss a few rumors that are becoming less a rumor and more a fact. This may be increasingly driving up NIO's share price. I then want to talk about a few reasons why the stock is in the green and if it will continue climbing in the coming weeks. Firstly, I want to touch on NIO's expansion prospects. A lot of investors were actually upset by NIO's lack of transparency in their annual NIO Day event. They didn't shed nearly enough fine detail into their timeline in my point of view, and didn't even touch on potential European expansion. This even though Lee Bin, NIO's CEO and founder, had previously stated that a European expansion was very likely in 2021. There was previously talks about a Denmark expansion process centered in Copenhagen, and also rumors surmounting of an Oslo, Norway expansion. Now, these two cities and EV markets virtually could not be any more different from one another. Copenhagen, Denmark on one hand has been very slow to adapt to the coming wave of EV, whereas Norway has been one of the leaders in the space. They have really emerged as an EV epicenter. These had all been rumors in the past, yet this has all changed. NIO has job postings on LinkedIn for, get this, a delivery specialist, automotive technician, user development specialist, a power swap technician, NIO house specialist, a service advisor, staff engineer, sales operations specialist. The list continues and continues, and guess what city these are all positioned in? Yep, you guessed it, Oslo, Norway. There is very little doubt remaining anymore against an Oslo, Norway expansion coming this year, and I do think this will be massive for this company moving forward. It looks like NIO is coming swinging out of the gates. I do think an Oslo expansion will be great for their brand equity and their eventual global expansion. Norway is a fierce environment in terms of EV. It's quite compact, and all of these massive battle-hardened EV companies are fighting for every square inch of the market. It will be very interesting to see how well NIO is able to cut into the pre-existing market already established there. I do indeed think they have a competitive advantage over some of the other more traditional companies already there, in that they are positioned in the luxury sphere and are really making a name for themselves in this market. They also bring with them a novel new technology with their battery swapping stations, which I do think will be very enticing for the European consumer. Alright, moving right along. If you were pledged to my Patreon page, you would have been privy to their completed pricing capital raise. You may remember last week when NIO announced a $1.3 billion equity raise through senior convertible notes due in 2026 and 2027. In the signing, the purchasers were granted a grace period to purchase an additional $100 million on both the 2026 notes and 2027 notes. Unsurprisingly, they pulled trigger on both of these options. Thus, NIO is further indebted $200 million. They are increasingly building up their war chest and now have an extremely solid cash position. I really do not think they will need to dilute shares further for the foreseeable future. They are increasingly generating revenue on their own accord. However, I will have a video coming out in a few days explaining when and why I do think they will eventually need to perform another share dilution, so make sure you subscribe. This constant raise of capital makes a lot more sense paired up with a European expansion program. However, there are rumors emerging concerning another reason for this raise that I'll touch on in a minute. But first, on the European expansion, it takes so much, and I mean so much capital to expand a company, especially an emerging startup company, and especially into a different continent. There's no pre-existing infrastructure designed for battery swapping technology in Norway. Think about the capital required to build this infrastructure. There are no distribution centers, no NIO houses, no NIO employees. NIO is essentially starting from the ground up, and this has been a massive concern for investors and analysts every time expansion rumors arise, as they themselves have to build their own infrastructure. This is in stark contrast with companies who use a plug-and-charge method, where third-party companies install the charging infrastructure. However, this doesn't concern me. It will simply just take longer to reach profitability. However, once this does happen, NIO's gross margins will be able to soar higher than competitors, as they will be receiving a percentage on every single swap, and NIO Power will then generate an increasing percentage to their bottom line. There are also rumors emerging stating that NIO will be building their first factory to accommodate their second-gen vehicles, specifically the ET7, while maintaining their relationship with JAC Motors to build their pre-existing fleet, the ES8, ES6, and EC6. This makes sense for the company for a number of reasons, of which I highlighted in a video a few days ago. Check that out if you haven't. I do think this is very likely to be the case, as I do think shares will surge upon announcement of them building their own factory. This obviously requires a ton of capital up front, and NIO's cash position is well above $7 billion USD right now. This can't be explained solely by general corporate purposes and other vague reasons they have stated. I am looking for more insight on a daily basis concerning this matter, and will update you all as soon as I catch wind. I do think NIO will have knocked the quarter out of the park, and I'm hoping for gross margins closing in on 20%. I am also hopeful they will have delivered over 8,000 vehicles in the month of January. This, considering January is relatively slow in terms of deliveries historically. However, I am still looking for that growth and expansion in their numbers. I do think this company, in order to maintain investor interest, has to increase deliveries every single month for the foreseeable future until they are well established. I do think we will hit triple digits in 2021. I really do. We have so many enticing prospects coming up, so much news coming out all the time, and with the anticipation of their ET7 release, I do think that if paired with deliveries consistently in the 5 digits per month, a share price in triple digits is more than warranted for this promising young company. $100 per share is in no means an exaggeration in Q2 or Q3 this year, in my opinion. Together with a European expansion slated in Oslo, Norway, this company is poised to surge in the coming years. They are expecting to deliver 7,000 vehicles over the course of 2 years in Europe. However, I personally think this is extremely conservative, as we have seen NIO posting conservative numbers in the past and far outshooting them. However, everyone, I will be keeping a very close eye on this in the coming days. Make sure you subscribe. Do not forget about the Weevil promo. 4 free stocks worth up to $3,700. All you have to do is 1, sign up, 2, open an account, and 3, deposit in at least $100 using the link in my description. This is a complete no-brainer. They have some of the best analytics in the game, in my point of view, and are a 0% commissions trading platform. This offer ends soon. Do not sleep on it. Check out my Patreon page if you haven't already. I will be posting every single one of my trades moving throughout 2021. I finished 2020 with over a 50% ROI. You do not want to miss that. Anyways, everyone, I will see you all in the next episode. Take care. Happy trading. Cheers.